You can hear me. Zoom recording. All right, guys, we are live and we are officially recording. Thank you so much for my accountability partners that we grabbed this morning or this afternoon. Thank you for being here. I'm not taking your presence lightly, okay? I've been thinking a lot about who is going to come to this webinar, and I have a very good idea of who are you guys, and I prepared something very, very, very special for you. One thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is putting the cell phone in airplane mode, because this is my time for you. Okay, so let me see a couple of housekeeping stuff. We do have a chat, and well, the accent you hear is from Puerto Rico. And when I say words, for example, chat is one of them. Usually people are like, what did she say? What I mean is the thing that you can type on. So we do have a chat, which is a vehicle where we can communicate. If this was a smaller group, I could bring you in and all of us, see each other, but it's a bigger group, so I can't really do that with this platform. But when I do it with smaller groups, we all share our, faces and see each other. I believe in human connection. I get activated in that way. So yes, so any question that you have, make sure that you can just have access to the chat and you type one thing that it will be really, when you type, there's going to be an option for you to send the content, to send your message to either all panelists and attendees. Please make sure that you mark panelists and attendees, because your question can benefit other people. Also, I get really, really fed from your energy and from your processing when you are typing, for example, aha moments, like, oh my God, this was a good hit for me. That helped me a lot to kind of know where you are in the processing. I have a very big process chart to show you, and that's going to be a very important part, because I'm not seeing your face. Usually when I deliver this kind of high level and big picture strategies, I am able to see where you are, and I don't want to lose you. Okay, very, very important rule. In any of my workshops, I do not allow people to walk away feeling overwhelmed. That's like a cursing in my vocabulary. I don't allow you to feel like overwhelmed. So very, very important that we get to come into that agreement. And if you're processing the information, if you're just having those big aha moments, type it on the chat, and so can everybody, just know that you really got it. There is an opportunity for you to volunteer, for me to do a strategy on the spot. I think I have time for 2 people, in fact, to create a content marketing strategy for you on the spot. Very, very simple. Actually, I did this presentation this Monday, and they were about 7 people, and all of them got that done. So I am confident that we all can get it done, but I'm going to need a lot of help from you, especially because I'm not seeing you. Again, I can see you if you type on the chat. So are we ready? Can we just practice and say, everybody just please type on the chat, hello, what's your name, where you are connecting from, and what do you do? What do you do? Okay, because you know what? I have met people throughout chats on different webinars. So why not? Why not? Who knows if you can meet your potential client here, your potential partner, you never know. Jean, you look amazing. Tom, yes. I'm going to let you to say who are you. We have Tom O'Leary in the house. Actually, Tom is a family of Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. You see, we're getting famous people. Oh, video production. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Verónica, qué bueno verte. Qué bueno verte. Yes, Rick. Oh my goodness, Rick, I didn't know that you guys could put links. Do you know what? Make sure Michael, Carolina, Veronica, and Rick, make sure that you type all panelists and attendees because they're not seeing your information. And I want you to be able to leave your links and all that. So Michael, make sure that you select, type the message again, select all panelists and attendees, okay? That's a good practice. I am happy that all panelists and attendees. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Oh, you got it. You got it. Okay. Let's dive in, guys. We have a packed agenda, and you know, I wish I could tell you that I am a woman that doesn't need any introduction, but I do. You know, I don't want to take your attention and time and respect for granted. You know, Jessica Campos is me, live in stereo. It's not recording, it's real me. That's how you know, the accent and all the hiccups and all that. So I really, really take pride of believing in human connections first, in on marketing myself. Recently, I actually have been getting some recognition that makes me feel like, wow, you know, it's actually year number 4 in my business as a social media coach. Before that, I was doing work as a brand ambassador for 2 companies that sell nutritional products. Some of you have met me from those days. So yes, it's me. And unfortunately, you know how it ended. I made the mistake of putting a lot of effort, a lot of passion, and a lot of time and sacrificing many moments of my family, thinking that that was going to be the path to freedom, thinking that it was going to help me getting out of debt and actually recovering from when the recession wiped out my low practice. Okay. So if you think about challenges in life, I am a living testimonial that there is no challenge that you receive that doesn't have a lesson for you. Okay. I am resilient. And so maybe you see Austin Woman to Watch. That's in the current edition in the magazine. I'm very, very proud, guys, to see my name in a website like Social Media Examiner, mainly because it was my biggest fear. Even like, I have a confession for you. When I moved from Puerto Rico to Connecticut, I was not even thinking about becoming you know, a licensed attorney, because I said I will never be able to speak fluently in English. I would never be able to write motions and all that in English. It would just take me a lot of time. And of course, you know, the recession had wiped out my business, but I could start, you know, I could have done, you know, family law again. I could start it and, you know, and practice. So, but unfortunately, that was a big blockage that I have. So it's why I want to tell you, like, I feel really, really great. And I want to tell you this so you can right now think about what is your biggest thing that you have in your head that you feel like it's your biggest obstacle, that you have been thinking, how can I do that? Now that we have video experts, you know, I'm sure that you guys have heard many people say, I'm afraid of being on camera, I'm afraid of speaking in public, I'm afraid of blah blah blah. Well, I hope I can inspire you to just go out and try, with 100% of chance that you will fail. Because what if you don't? That's essentially the lesson that my story will give to people. And I'm writing a book. It's called Born to Be Unicorn. Very, very, very interesting to see. Even for myself, it's been interesting to see the development of the story. And to recap what I just basically told you, my hiccups in a nutshell. Again, I believe, you know, that life is full of challenges, and having the dog barking is one of them. Um, Life is full of challenges, but these challenges are only given to you because God knows your faith is strong enough to get you through them. And the commas, you know, I actually ate them. So guys, you know, I know that you're here because you want to learn business and you to learn marketing, I think it's very, very important that we get to establish an agreement with ourselves to understand that the more we grow ourselves as a person, the more obstacles we conquer, the more fears we just wipe out, the more opportunities we will have for our business. So picking up a little bit on that development on the last 4 years, in my case, I had no choice but restarting, because the business that I put together for 6 years, it ended being basically a pyramid. And actually they got sued and settled, recognizing pyramid scheme charges. And then everything collapsed. And back in that time, I was already in a leadership position, and it was not easy going from receiving checks and bonuses that some of the great months, we sold $70,000 in 1 or 2 months. And yes, we also sold $14, right? Checks. And then, but we got the free BMW and all that. I'm not here to talk bad about the industry. I truly got hurt. And during that process of me trying to digest what did just happen, why is this happening again? I thought I lost everything with the recession, but I recovered. Why am I losing it again? And you know what I realized? It was that I was building something for somebody else. I was building something that was not in alignment with my values. And that's something that whenever you are aligning yourself, even to get new clients, even to start a new business, it is important for you to stand up and be very, very clear on what are your values. It's going to be the best way to really have the best relationship with your business, with your clients, with your partners, and all of that. Okay. Now, give me a second. Let me just. Okay, so this webinar will speak to 2 groups of people, okay? And this is where you can use the chat to tell me in which group are you. So group number 1, you want a new voice that can give you the drive to not give up and a path to keep going, okay? Group number 2, you are active, you're inspired, but you want to turn your volume on and play a bigger game. I'm gonna give you some time, and I want to know, which group are you? Are you group 1 or are you group 2? Group 1 or group 2? Group 1 and group 2. Grupo 1 o grupo 2? Grupo 1 o grupo 2? Come on, let's see. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. This is good. It's good, guys. It's good. Okay, so let's get to work. What's in there for me? I'm sure that you have seen this before. The what's in there for me? You'll be thinking, and honestly, everything that you put your time into, it's fair that you say, okay, she's asking these things, this is like, am I going to be wasting my time here? You're not, okay? So for those of you who said you're in group number 1, I want to give you direction. And for those of you in group 2, I want to give you acceleration. I ate an E there, an acceleration there. And what's in there for me? What's in there for me is there's 3 things that I could get. I actually could get these jitters from teaching a class and really seeing your aha moment. I love, love, love that. We do have 2 products that I want you to see. And one of them actually is in beta testing. So you can test something with me at a very, very basically like the cost, which is a planner. And then I want to talk to you about how can we partner up. Okay, so that's what's in there for me. That's going to happen at the end. And then in all fairness, if it's not a fit for you, I'm happy. And if it's a fit, I'm happy as well. Now, one thing, I will be light in explaining what I do because I want to put more time and effort and be more heavy in really getting you to digest the direction or acceleration, whichever it is that you need today. Okay, so let's dive into social media, what's happening, what's going on. I don't think I need to tell you the track of social media marketing and all that, but here is what I see. Okay, here's what I see. The symptoms. There's one group of people that can feel like the squirrel syndrome. And you have a list of changes that you want to do. Usually they want to change their logo, their brand, the colors, their website. The website is not ready. They don't feel confident. They're like, oh, I don't know, my website is not ready. I can't really prospect. And I'm seeing this and I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. And at some point you are like, with the squirrel syndrome, paralyzed. Okay. Um, symptom number two. Symptom number two that you need a heavy lifting strategy. You are an anonymous funnel addict. You are not willing to recognize the amount of hours that you have invested trying to get people to subscribe to your list, trying to get people to sign up to your freebies, trying to convert them. You spend hours looking at the CRM. I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Can I send them another email? Oh, I got this email from Gary Vee. Maybe I need to try that email from Gary Vee. This is, I need a copywriter, or, and you think that your bingo and lottery ticket, it is in your funnel because somebody told you that. Then there's an issue that has the symptoms, a group number 3, which is people with data overload. There's just way too much, especially on social media. And you really cannot see how in earth are you going to make money because, some of you, especially the group number 2, you're into the numbers. You're into the numbers. You really don't have too much time to waste. And if this is not going to work, I have clients that tell me, can you just tell me if this is going to work at some point, or if I'm just going to be here as a hobby? Can you just be clear for me, please? Okay. I will be answering that question today. If that is your question as well, can you just please tell me, is this really making you money? So yeah. So if you have those symptoms, something urged you to be here today because you want to know something new, okay? And so far, what I know from the people that I work with is that they have tried a couple of solutions. They have tried following the branding, the videos, making everything so perfect, but they're faking it until they make it, okay? Because that's why not? Why not? I had a client that during our assessment call, they said, can we ask you a question? People have told us that all we need to do is just fake it until we make it. And then we just make believe to people that we have clients, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, hell no. Especially these days with so much access to so much data. I don't think fake it until you make it. It's going to be a sustainable plan. Okay. You can fake it until you make it. And some things you can play, you can hack here and there. I like, sneaky marketing movements and all of that. I'm all for that. Okay. I'm not here to say, oh, it's all, 100% blah, 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 blah. No. I'm not talking about that. Number 2, second solution is you have hired assistants to work with you. You have hired coaches to work with you, but then you realize that still doesn't give you clients. Those movements are just going to give you like a pile of lists that you need to do, but where is the money? That's the question, right? Where is the money? The other day I had this request on Instagram, and then she is a marketing coach as I am, and then she's telling me that I should join her challenge, right? And I said to her, to be honest with you, I can't take another challenge in my life. I think I am challenged enough with all of the things that I do. But if you can just create something for me that gives me clients, and I just go to travel the world and you just put there the clients for me, I'm down for hiring you. And she said, if it was that easy. if it was that easy, right? How many of you say, oh my God, can I hire that person? Can I hire the marketing guru that is going to give me the clients so I never have to work? Are you dreaming with that? Other solutions, I see these very, very frequently. People that are buying advertising, mainly because you recognize that you need to accelerate, you need to speed up, and frankly, you need to enter into platforms that are paid to play. Okay, so those are the kind of solutions that I have seen. And now with some of those solutions, there is one issue with that. It's that I feel like those solutions still not take care of the problem. And the problem is that when it comes to social media marketing, there is the need for evolving. We need to evolve. Okay, guys, social media started 10 years ago. I started with them. I started, back in the days, 2009, 2010, marketing my business. I branded myself. I turned myself into an ambassador. And frankly, it will be naive to believe that the things I did back on those days are going to be working these days. A decade passed. There's a lot of data. It was really, really fast. Nobody really planned for this massive success. Okay. So now we are doing something that in Espanol, we would say, encabulla, vuelve y tira. Okay. How many understand that in Espanol? My Puerto Rican people, encabulla, vuelve y tira. What that means is, there was a comedian in Puerto Rico that, would say, encabulla, vuelve, tira, is to the fact, like when you're playing the yo-yo, that you do like, psh, like you're throwing the yo-yo like outside, encabulla, vuelve y tira. So it will be encabulla, like, wrap it up again and then throw it again. So it's essentially what we need to do to evolve in social media. And it's just like, let's just be more quiet. That's how we evolve in our strategy. Let's just make less noise. Let's just get together as people. Let's not fake it until we make it. And it's just quiet. That's how we evolve, guys. One persona, please don't add more noise. Multiple channels, people need to see you. But you need to be strategic with that, and that adds visibility. One message at a time. If you just watch this video and you stop here, this is what you needed to learn today. One message at a time. That is a big picture strategy. So I'm sure that if you have been working on social media, you might have questions right now, okay? And I'm going to give you some time for you to process. And I want you to think about, because in my head, I'm trying to read your brain, and you might be thinking, wait, does that mean this? Does that mean that? Are you saying that I should not be blank? Think about those things, okay? Think about what I just said. Think about it, because we're gonna get through that big picture strategy, okay? This is a part that I told you that I need to make sure that you are following me here. I don't want to lose you, okay? So why did we invite you to talk about content, okay? Because in this approach, the evolution of one persona, multiple channels, one message at a time, the message, it's communication. I was talking about this the other day with some marketers, and then I was saying, you know what? In my opinion, content marketing got out as a buzzword, and I feel like people don't understand what it is. Content, before we got into this fanciness of content as in relationship with digital marketing, it is communications, okay? It is communications. You could go to school and get a degree in communications. I'm actually, some of you might have it. Some of you might have a degree in communications, journalism, reporting, right? So you're not a stranger when it comes to understanding the fact that when a company wants to accomplish a goal, they need to have a plan to communicate that message. Now, the difference is that you are the company and you are the message and you're the messenger, okay? That's what makes it very tricky. especially because we have so many people out there that are the messengers. They own a company, but they have a very, very terrible message. Now you see why? If you're standing out in this day in 2020, if you're standing out from the crowd and you're getting visible, it's going to be because of your communication skills. Note that communication and content is not only blogging, okay? It's not only blogging. So let's dive into this process that I'm going to teach you today, okay? Avatar, meaning, some people call this future buyer, or, invisible persona, or persona, or buyer persona one. Are you familiar with what is an avatar, right? So we're going to make sure that we're committed to do nothing but the best content out there, meaning the best message, one message at a time, okay? Because I want you to think, you're talking to me, you're talking to one persona, and that persona is going to be called the avatar. And I want you to take the time to think about who is that person. There are tools that Facebook has, actually amazing, to really give you all of the detailed behavior and patterns that this persona has, okay? So we dive deep into the who. This is before touching your social media accounts, okay? So we're gonna do strategy, the avatar, the who is going to be your listener. Remember, in order to create a communication, remember when you were in first grade, that a communication needed two sides? So you need the who, and you need, right, you need to be committed with keep evolving with that communication. Introducing UX principles, it's something that is going to be needed. I'm not going to dive deep, do a deep dive into UX principles. Some of you know this already. If you have been reading my articles, then you know as well. UX principles, the approach is that brands that are surviving and brands that are thriving, think about Amazon. Why do you think Amazon is so successful? Amazon is successful because they have one of the biggest user experience teams in the world, okay? And they analyze how do users want the navigation, the checkout, the process, the clicks. They even realize where people click in their cell phones, okay? So it's very, very important that when we are analyzing the who, we also dig into data that the UX researchers have. And there's a lot of data available for that. For example, like in your website, there's data that tells you how people read. There's data that tells you why, for example, rotators don't work. There's data that tells you how to influence the psychology for a click, and then what's the length of the words, and all of that data, it's already given. So let's use it. Now, the next thing, once we know who is this avatar, and we just create that imaginary persona, we are going to think about the pain. The pain. This is very, very, very important, guys. And if you are a marketer, you're going to have a little bit of an issue here, because marketers, and especially creative marketers, you guys always think about the aspirational content. You want to put that fantasy there. It's, like the porn industry. You want to showcase the travel. You want to showcase the end picture. Are you following me on this, right? Maybe you have heard this, like in marketing, you don't talk about the product. You just talk about the future vision of what you are selling, okay? This is one particular and critical change that when I was starting in marketing 10 years ago, lifestyle marketing was the thing, guys. All I needed to do was just show the checks, show myself at the beach, show myself, I just doing things. So how amazing and beautiful my life is, okay? But that is no longer applicable. So we want to really think about how can we meet with that persona before your competitor is going to find them, okay? The race towards the search engines And let me just clarify this, from the very top, because I had this, I would say, fight with one person in one of my conferences. I think people confuse SEO, right, with Google. Google is not just SEO. Just to let you know, even your private Facebook has SEO on it, meaning that if you're my friend, or if you're not my friend, but you shared content that is shared publicly, I can search and I can find it, okay? So it's very important that we take in combination, how do people search, okay? Whether they search in Facebook, whether they search in Google, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, even searching hashtags, right? How do we people search? We want to take that in consideration, and then we want to kind of play magician here and think about, wait, that persona is suffering right now from this. That persona needs this particular thing right now. How are they searching? How are they searching? And that's data that we have. We don't have to invent the wheel with how are they searching. The best example I can give you, some of you know this, I run a group in Facebook that we are a real community with no name. But we are Austin Networking for Professionals and Entrepreneurs. Daily, guys, I don't lie you here. I mean, it's just unbearable the amount of connection requests that we get, people that want to join the group. The reason is because it's optimized. It's optimized. The name was written thinking about how people would search when they want to find a networking group, okay? Austin Networking. And then I added 2 keywords, professionals and entrepreneurs. That was it. That was it. Joel, you know this, we are growing month by month, and it's organic. But, this was just the super fancy and advanced technique. Very simple. Keywords, Austin, networking, professionals, and entrepreneurs. And because of that, people just come to join the platform. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay, so how can you do something similar? How can you, when you're creating your content, you can be more mindful of the things that people need and how do they say it, okay? And then if you just keep committed to do this, okay, because there are pieces of your content that maybe they were created with the porn mindset, like you were just marketing the future, marketing the thing that people are going to achieve, the aspirational marketing. Instead, we're going to change your content into paid marketing. This approach is called the challenger sale. Just type it here, the challenger sale. If we approach our marketing using the challenger sale, we are going to have much better results these days, especially now in 2020, okay? Now, conversions. Where is your money? When are you going to see your money? When are you going to see your clients? Okay. Very brief, because conversions are as part of a function of a loyalty loop, okay? This is a concept as well that you can just Google, loyalty loop. You can Google that. And Joel, you came to my workshop, so you have heard this before. In fact, I did a workshop on the loyalty loop, and it was hours explaining the whole concept. But essentially, conversions also changed, okay? Before, we used to think about conversions as a very linear, one step at a time process. Remember that it was awareness, education, engagement, and then, advocator, and then establishing that connection. And you turn these people into your, referral people, word of mouth. But it was like this. Remember, the funnel used to be exactly like that, a funnel. Throughout the study, using UX research, user experience research, using data, using all of this information that we have available these days, then marketers have realized that, especially using digital marketing, there's really no way to say where is the attribution to the conversion. Okay, platforms are fighting back and forth. In fact, Facebook just launched a new platform that is going to help you setting up attribution rules. And that is Facebook saying to marketers, hey, you're thinking that People who are searching your brand on Google are people that found you because of Google. No, by the way, if you are having searches of your website that have your name and your brand, that is social media marketing. That's what social media marketing is doing. So people see your name. That's why you need to be everywhere. People see your name, but they search you and then they find you. Facebook is being smart now and is saying, wait, I need a window of 30 days. Okay. Facebook says that their data reflects that people see names and brands on social media, and sometimes it can take up to 30 days until they go and take an active approach and take the time to study the brand. Is this making sense for you guys? Is this making sense for you? Remember, I cannot lose you here, okay? And I cannot see you, so I have a disadvantage here. I need to see your feedback, please. Is this making sense to you? Too much? Too much information? Too much data? Okay, good. My people on the group number 1. Okay, my people on the group number 1. Do not worry. This will be for you. You might be thinking, you see, this is why this is not working. I'm going to give up. Don't give up. I have great news for you. Hold on tight, okay? Hold on tight. Okay, so we have this strategic plan on how to do that content marketing, thinking about the possible moves that your audience is going to be making. And that is why we use Google Analytics, we use search engine consoles, we use all of that to see where are you, and when I say where are you, I mean, I'm looking to find that avatar. I'm trying to see where are you. And my goal as a marketer is be ahead of you. If I can see 3 steps, 4 or 5 ahead, and I know where you're going, I win. Tom, you're a lawyer. You know that that's a strategy that I stole from being a lawyer too, right? You need to know. If you are a chess player, you need to know, right? How many moves can you be ahead? That's the winner. That's the person that wins, right? Who can just really be ahead of the opponent. And I think in every sport, if you can see the move ahead, you can win. Yes? Yes. and that's why I love, doing forensic marketing. Like, leave me all day looking at those numbers, and I am just fascinated with seeing those patterns. Because if I can just see ahead of time, where are you? And the moves that you're going to take, oh, I got you covered, right? Okay, so this is big picture. Now, here is where we are going to basically see the big difference. And of course, we're here to cover social media strategy. So what is in the bottom, it is actually different channels. Imagine Netflix, right? Or sorry, imagine the Roku platform that you have different channels there. Just exactly that. You have different options, right? You can market through PR, public relations, people who know you, you can market through offline, meetings and, flyers and You can do search engine marketing. Again, I don't want you to confuse search engine marketing with only Google. You can optimize your social media platforms, your LinkedIn, and that's going to be helping you to expand visibility. Social media channels, right? Paid social media channels, paid traffic. PPC campaigns are still like alive, but less and less companies are using them. That's pay per click, like straight to the jugular campaigns where you see those promotions in Google and you hate. That's a PPC campaign there. So how can you start? How can you start? Well, I got news for you. I have it done. I have it all done for you. It's very, very, very simple. So we can practice with one channel, which is social media, right? And remember, if we go to the top here, one persona, multiple channels, one message at a time. Can we just type that? One persona, multiple channels, one message at a time. You want to finish the last sentence for me. One persona, multiple channels, and type it. One persona, multiple channels, and one message at a time. That's the way to go, guys. So how are we going to, like, what do I mean with one message at a time? Well, that message is a campaign, okay? It's a campaign. Message, what I mean with that is that if I want to persuade you that you and I need to work together, right? That is one message. That persuasion, it's a function of multiple steps of that process because you have a psychology, you have a brain. I need to take you through that process of making your decision. If you were the marketer on the other side, you need to do the same thing with your people, right? One persona, one channel, multiple channels, one message at a time. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Content marketing. We need a system, or else your life, it's going to be very, very difficult to handle because we also have other responsibilities. So content marketing, I love to have one idea, document. Like I actually have my bank of idea. It's a folder that I created on my Google Drive. And then that bank of ideas have different lines that you guys, ask me, or different things that I see on social media or I see online, whatever, right? But they are raw ideas, raw, R-A-W, raw ideas. Why? I see this being a very, very great turning point for you because I see this error a lot from my clients. They just have the idea and they go straight from idea to post, from idea to communicate. And that's an issue because what did I say before? We need to be respectful of how are people searching. So you have the idea, you process that idea to find how to say it in your user's words, not in yours. And then after that, you need to find the way they want it. One example, let's say, for example, like imagine like I wanted to convey this huge big papa process to you. Do you imagine if I just did like a 1 minute clip video and trying to explain this? Do you imagine if Joel and I were doing like a 3-minute video on YouTube trying to take you through this? I would just, you would just hate me because it will be just very, very confusing. In fact, you will think that I just wanted you to fail on purpose. So that's one example. You need to be mindful of how people want to digest your content, okay? Make content that is digestible. And that's what I mean when I wrote here, the way they want it. So think about the idea, think about your users' words and the way they want it. I'm going to type this for you. Facebook audience insights. Sorry for the typo there. I wanted to take a note on using Facebook audience insights because the way they want it, Facebook has it for you. It's a free tool. Amazing, amazing, amazing to see ideas of content, to see if users like videos more or they like long form content or short form, in particular with social media. Another thing that I want you to consider when you are creating content, think about your users. And I'm sorry for what I'm going to say about age, but I'm included, so don't worry. If you are under 34 years old, you are a young generation. So you consume data, okay, in a different way. If you are 34 and over, you consume data like the oldest people do. I know. Those of you over 34, I'm sorry, you are in the senior category on how do you consume data. And there's actually statistics about it. So if you want to attract a mature audience, you need to do your research. How do mature audience behave, especially on social media, okay? Then, content marketing, features, pain, solution, or market yourself and use a holistic approach. What do I mean? What do I mean with this is I want you to think that people are going to see you, but they're going to search you and they're going to see other channels that you have. Because remember, we're going to say we're going to to put the same message but in different channels, right? So what do we do in those different channels? Okay, we're going to educate, we're going to show them what they're missing out, and then I want you to think about what are going to be your goals, short term and long term. It's very common to start doing social media marketing and then you don't see the conversions, but it's because you're not defining the conversion the right way. A conversion at the very beginning can be somebody that liked something that you shared. If they liked it and if you build that connection with that person, that is a yes, a heck yes, to validate that your content is working. You see? So at the very beginning, at the very minimum goal, short term, is to validate that your content it is getting staked into the social media platforms. Okay. So how can you turn them into users who are there like your cheerleaders, right? Your mom, your dad, your cousins, your family, your best friends, into those users who are there to say, I need to talk to them. I need to see what else, right? I need to see what else. So that is when you feature paying solution. You need to change the mentality of marketing using porn strategies and just showcasing the beautiful things. You need to switch from that to showcasing pain and solution. The other approach that everybody makes fun of me when I say this is to stand out these days, I believe that you have to own market yourself. I believe that people, especially the mature generation, right? Mature audience. And I would love to see, what's your opinion about this? I think we are not responding that well to funnels, freebies. You text me here, then you follow me here. Honestly, when I see that people are targeting me, if I saw their website and all of a sudden I see the ads, I hide them. I'm like, really? I mean, maybe it's me, but we're kind of getting tired of feeling that somebody's chasing us and it's just monitoring us all the time. Have any of you experienced the creepy thing of receiving an email with a promotion after you said something in your private place, right? It's really weird. It is really creepy. It creeps me out. Actually, I've had conversations on Messenger, and then in a minute, I see a coupon from that store. What's like, wait, wow. We don't like it. Instead of me respecting the brand, I actually start not trusting them too much. I feel like if you need to do so many tactics and kind of drag me to see you, you're not doing a good job. I feel like a great job is when you don't have to market, because your word of mouth, it is part of your clients being so happy about your work that they just spread the news without even getting compensated. Amen. That's how I build my practice, right? At some point, you build your practice by just putting the good work and people will come. So recap here, right? One audience, paying, optimize it for search. How do they say it? Consider loyalty loop, meaning the funnel, it's not what you think. We need to set up short-term and long-term goals. But if you really tackle them going ahead of what they're thinking, you're gonna make it. Now, ideas for content. So one exercise I told the group was, we are in this era where less is more, okay? So I have, and don't worry, I'm gonna share with you this presentation after I fix some typos that I saw. But the idea is that I'm gonna share with you these examples of what to share. And I want you to pick 3 or 4, and around those 3 or 4, you can take over campaigns. So a testimonial, let's use that as an example. So let's say for this month, one of your pieces of content is gonna be testimonial. I want you to think about not just 1, but maybe 4 testimonials that are going to talk to that one persona that has this pain, that you can find a testimonial that says, when I was trying to call them, I was just feeling ba, 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 and my life just got much better. That is a killer testimonial. I wanted to think that's an example, right? So if you pick a testimonial, then for the month, you can just share a variation of the testimonial, maybe short, long, 2 or 3 testimonials, no more than that. Then you can pick, for example, a freebie, but make sure that you understand their age so they see value in a freebie. Again, a more mature audience, they're not really appreciating that your freebie gets them into a rabbit hole and they need to click and click and click and click. They will hate it. They'll hate you. So think about what kind of freebie can you give and how can you add value to their lives. Industry tips. You can just subscribe into the Google reminder thing, and every time that there is an industry tip, you can just share, or you can just do your own blog post about it. Another example, you can feature a partner or feature a brand, and that's it, guys. You know, you don't need more than that. And you can rotate these different ideas and different examples. Right now, I gave you cuatro, it's like 16. This is a matrix of 16. Actually, if you just speak, you know, 1 per month, that's it. That's it. We have here like a quarter and another month here. So think about how can you simplify your process, okay? And this is part of it, because now that I'm telling you that your content is not going to go from idea to post, you're going to be optimizing it. I want you to take some time. And actually in my planner, this is what I recommend to do in week number 1 of your month. So when you are opening your month, you're just really thinking about it and you develop your content ideas, not more than 10, okay? Questions? I'm happy because I was a little bit concerned that I was not going to have time, but we